right? You don't have to have a face.
I said don't put your face, so you can talk about growing up, the lies your mom told you, who your uncles were.
But supposedly our moms don't ever lie to us.
No. I never said supposedly moms never lie to you.
You just said how my mom's never lied.
Right. I never said that they don't lie to you. I never said that. Your parents will always lie to you, but they do it to protect you.
Sure.
It depends on how big of a fucking lie it is.
But protect you from what? If it's such a, if you need to protect us, why is it a lie then?
Because you wouldn't understand the truth if I was to tell you the truth. Look at you. You went to Mexico for a little vacation. Your uncle told you the truth about your mom.
But that's
You
a
came
wrong
back.
example because
No.
how can you? How are you gonna put it on a kid? For
Oh,
him to know
okay.
from
13 years
truth and a
old.
lie. So because he's
Can I
13 years
finish?
old,
Can I finish?
Because he's 13
So
years
he
old.
comes
he's
back
lying.
from Mexico telling me, you can tell me what to do anymore.
But isn't that what a kid was
Can I
saying?
finish?
Go
He
ahead.
said, because you were worse than I was. And then from then on, it was okay for him to go drink and smoke with his friends at 14 and 15. And it was okay for
A
him.
kid would have did.
No.
No, dude, stop using that. Isn't that what a kid would have done?
Okay, so maybe
I
I'm
was
a
like
kid.
the kid out
But
of
I wasn't. So I wasn't a kid. But I made, again, like I said, the decisions, the choices. Not even decisions, but the choices that I had made.
But if you were not told everything, blurred out, if your uncle wouldn't have blurred out everything in that exact moment,
what my uncle
you
told
wouldn't have
me
came
was
home
not
like that.
the one. What he had told me wasn't the right way to have told
Thank
me.
you.
So that's why in my head I saw it different. But I'm not gonna remember what I felt or what I was thinking at that time.
Which
Yeah.
was, to me, stupid because,
So you can't even be. It's not that I'm not. What I'm saying is you can't be mad at me because.
no,
Because
what
I
you're
don't
saying
even
is not
know how or why I thought that and
because
told
you already knew
Yeah.
that. I never, it didn't matter the age. Like, when I would catch you or drinking a little beer here and there at 9 and 10 years old, I never told you anything. And then I always had Jose ask me, Mom, you did it? Yeah, I did it when I was little. Mijo, I understand why you're doing it. Or because they wanted to get high or they wanted to do the things. I never told them not to do it. You want to do it to know how it feels, go ahead. You want to do it.
Yeah.
You get me? I never lied to you. I told you what I did when I did it. But what I'm saying is, he laughed, he comes back, and it was like, boom, it just blew up in my face, and it's like, what I'm trying to teach you is no longer there.
Yeah.
Everything that I worked so hard, and I tried to be an open book to all of you, all I had to take was my brother to tell you, bro, like, you don't gotta listen to your mom. Your mom was being hoeing around drinking when she was fucking 14, 15. It didn't matter. I already had told you. It's what you did when you were told that. And you came back thinking you were such a big man. And it took me how long? Fucking
Mexico
15
changes
years?
you, bro.
No,
No.
it doesn't.
15 years to
Oh, did they really?
understand.
No. The people
No.
you hang out with, yeah.
Because you came back and you were changed. So Mexico doesn't change people because then you left.
No, you.
No, but I don't even. Again, like I said, I'm not even. I don't remember. Like I can't remember.
Why don't forget? Because
Not
you
telling
came
you not
back.
to forget.
You came back thinking, out.
It's like
I went
they
to
told
hell.
you you were adopted.
Yeah, you came back with some balls, and unfortunately, yeah, maybe parents don't believe in it, but you needed ass whoopings so I could put you back in your place so you can remember. Because you were very hard to control during that time. For everything, it was like, I'm gonna listen to you. And my tia told me that I don't need to ask you for anything, I should just tell you what I want.
How's that my fault too? You know, like.
That's your sister.
That's so wrong.
So yeah.
Get your family, mom.
Yeah.
No,
well,
and that's why,
What the hell?
what did I do?
How are you gonna talk
That's
to
how I
that?
kept you guys away from the family.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, mom.
And that's why you wouldn't see Justin Timberlake, because you knew damn well that he was an alcoholic, just like he got arrested for a DUI. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's gonna ruin the tour.
Well, there you are. You only got to see him on TV. And it made you happy growing up. Your whole life you grew up fucking happy knowing that Justin Timberlake was your uncle.
And the other one was
And-
Mulan.
And the other, and Jose, my poor baby,
Very.
he still believed. He would still believe sometimes. And he would look and, alright, yeah, and he'll get into it.
Imagine.
Sometimes hiding the truth it make you feel good, man, huh? Your Nino's calling you from the army, and you'll be happy. It made you happy to get that call. And when you wanted the CD of Justin Timberlake, you were fucking happy till you finally got to see and know who he was.
They're so
You
mean.
threw away Justin Timberlake CD.
Mhm.
Then it became a disappointment. And you're just too grown. I don't need to lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you. If I tell you sometimes, like I told you, me, I will try to help you pay for the sofas as the best that I can.
But I can't take your money.
Mm-mm. But I told you, don't expect anything from that. And I wasn't lying.
I didn't expect it.
And you have to take the money regardless.
I'm gonna pay you back. I have it written down how much you get.
Mm-mm.
No.
Why?
She said, yeah.
The sofas are for us.
Yeah, us. So you shouldn't have to pay for it all.
Who am I gonna make pay? Miguelito, you, and Eric?
How much was it?
They were 3,000.
And how much did you spend?
She paid about 1,000, 1,100, 1,100.
I'm trying.
And how much did you owe?
I still owe. I think it's 15.
I'm trying, dude. I try my best to do what I can. And that's what I told your dad. It doesn't matter if I will work twice a month, but I work and I stretch whatever I can.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I paid the groceries right now.
Yeah.
And I told him, I know it's to you it feels like I'm not working, but I do work this Friday. I told him, and that's my second job for this month of April. And so I'm like, and that money goes tomorrow because I gotta give her for the sofas. And now I'm screwed, I said, because I have to pay these groceries, which means I need 2 more days. And he said, well, you can work all week. And I said, and you want me to pay for a lift?
No.
And who's still gonna pay for these groceries and the sofas? And he's so quiet. And I told him, this is why I try to still continue to work it. I wish I could work more, but I just don't want to take an Uber. $40 is fucking $40 that I need for waters and milk. And he's like, yeah, that's why I tell you, you don't understand. And I'm working the 2 jobs. And I said, yeah, Miguel, but you're working 2 jobs, 2 paychecks. Where does your money go? When I'm only working 2 days a month, $300. Where the fuck is my money? I'm showing you where my money's going.
Yeah.
And he's so quiet. I can do more.
Does he look at his money? He does, right? Like he looks and he makes sure, he knows, like,
He
this
loves
is
his
what I'm
bank
getting,
account full.
right? Like he knows when that's where, cause then, it's like, you know what you have, but then you don't realize, that's why you end up like, you're like,
Oh,
where
no,
does your money go?
no, he doesn't check to see where it was spent. I'm gonna tell you why. He saves only the receipts of what we ask that he brings home, like toilet paper, baby wipes, milk, waters. And those receipts he keeps and adds up. He's not gonna add up every day that he buys 4 Red Bulls,
His breakfast.
his breakfast, his beers. That he's not gonna look at that. The bag of chips, the Reese's, the Kit Kats, the Snickers, the ice cream. And I stopped by Burger King after work, by Walmart, and then I went to McDonald's before I went to the wash tub. He doesn't look at that. He throws them out. What he looks at is what he spends
Shit, never mind.
for the house. Which is,
No wonder.
you know,
And it's like, whenever I ask him for
He-
why?
That's why. No wonder.
you understand?
There's no money. There's no money being saved for family. Like,
Mm-mm.
where's family? Where's it's not even family.
And the
because
deal-
That's the wrong way to.
The
put money
thing
in, but-
was supposed to be that every time he wanted a beer, he was supposed to put it in one
Show
of
your
those.
via.
Wait,
Like,
but when he was supposed to stop drinking, in one of those black boxes, safety boxes that he has, he was supposed to put the money there for if I'm in the mood of drinking, I would have spent this much, I'm gonna put it in there. So that he can see, he can check every month and say, oh crap, this month I put this much. This month I put this much. But he didn't do it. You know, no, because he does not see what's wrong, and that's why I said, I can only pray and ask that the news is not bad, but if it turns out to be bad, there's not much I can do. I'm gonna be sad because chances are I could lose a husband early, and I'm gonna be alone. But if he does not stop and he chooses to continue down that path,
What?
he knows what he's doing.
Why don't you just like hide them or throw them away? It's not that hard, bro.
Because I paid for that. I'm not fucking throwing that out.
Sell them, bro. I don't know.
I'm not gonna do
Not
that.
even
I
need
paid
to
for
pay
that Red Bull, and
It's
no.
like it's like saying that was the case of Modelo's. They're there.
All the Modelos, you wouldn't have one.
I wouldn't have bought the beer.
But if she had bought it, she's gonna say that's my money. I paid for them. How am I just gonna wait?
No, I know I wouldn't have paid for the beer.
That's what I'm saying. What? Red Bull's the same thing like beer.
No,
No,
because,
it's not.
because there's
It's gonna kill you quicker.
no
It's a
exactly.
different kill you.
But that's not the liquor.
Women, no.
No.
That's caffeine.
That is not the liquor to me. Just like when he
That's
goes,
just a heart attack.
listen,
Yeah.
The liquor is his lungs. And
Heart attack and
like when he bought himself a large, the chai. No, it wasn't even a chai. I think it was something else.
Yeah.
He bought a drink. He was fucking sick that whole day. But I stood quiet, and I said, after that he
Oh,
threw
the
up,
coffee, no?
I told him, didn't I tell you not to buy coffee anymore? And then he said, but if I want it, and I said, continue. And I
What
walked
the
out of the
fuck,
bathroom and I
bro?
closed the doors. And then he came to say sorry. And I told him, don't say sorry to me. It's your body. And then he got mad.
It's what you
And that's what I told him now. I say, he keeps telling me, you keep blaming the beer, it's not the beer. Who told you it's a beer? And so I said, okay, when you go for your thing, your test, and if they say no more alcohol, and you continue drinking, I did tell him, I said, I'm gonna go with you. And if it comes back that alcohol could speed up the process, or that's your problem, and you continue to drink, even though you say I didn't drink, and you're gonna tell me I haven't been drinking, but you have been coming home smelling like beer.
we know when he gets angry and gets loud, it's because he's.
When he's talking like this.
But he don't always talk like that.
Yeah. He tries to fix him up because I told him. But that day when he was in my
And his
mindset,
eyes and his eyebrows.
Oh yeah, that was for sure. We already knew.
yeah, and so I told him that if it does happen, I said, I want you to know that I'm not gonna tell you to stop drinking. But at the same time, you need to remember you're putting your kids through this. And I hope that you relive it if you pass away, and you relive the pain of how your kids might have felt. I said, because you know better. And he said, but you're jinxing it, you're already saying it, you're putting it out there. And I'm like, no, I'm letting you know if the results come back bad. And so he threw it at me. He said, what about you? And then I said, they don't even know what's wrong with me. and they didn't give me a time frame or they told me, wow, you know, you're still here. I said, because I pushed myself. But even the doctor told you, how is she even still walking the first time I went in? They couldn't even believe it. And I told him that. And I'm like, and every time I was sick, I don't care, I pushed myself. I said, and you continue doing what you're doing. Instead of saying, oh my God, my wife is sick, I'm not gonna drink so that she can get better. I'm gonna pray to God until God this. No. I said, you do the opposite. And to him, it's like, God, well, who cares? I'm gonna, you know, you don't care if I die. And I said, not if you're drinking, no, but just make sure you left us good amount of money because I don't think I'm gonna be feeling good to go to work every day. And he got mad, and I said, I don't care if you get mad. I said, and you can leave the money tomorrow. It doesn't matter who you leave it to. And I'm like, our life is not gonna stop because you die. You keep drinking, stay with Pua. I said, but I'm gonna tell you that if Pua comes to say how sorry she feels and tries to hug me, I'm gonna stab that bitch. And he gets mad. And I said, I don't care. I'm like, I don't care. And I'm gonna sue them because I know that they see you through the camera drinking in the parking lot and they allow their boss, a manager from the store, to continue drinking there. And then he gets even more mad. And I told him, and stop fucking hiding at HEB parking lot and drinking your beers. And he's so mad because he wants to get me away from his location. And he doesn't know how. Because every night I put it to make sure. And he probably changes it, takes it off, but I put it again. And so he gets mad. And I know because I'm like, why is he in the HEB parking lot if he's not going to HEB?
Yeah, and every time he does go to HEB, he takes a while.
Yeah.
And so that's why I tell him, and I'm like, I don't care. And I told him, I can't be crying for you all the time again. And he just stays quiet. And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna pray. I hope everything's okay. I hope everything's fine. And then God's gonna be like, lady, you know, he's not helping himself. What are you doing helping him? No. And I do kind of tell him sometimes. You remember what you would tell me? Déjalo, that's what Eric wants to do. You gotta stop. You gotta stop taking him out of the houses. Stop looking for him. And I said, the difference is, I had him, I carried him. And a mom fights for her kid to the end.
Yeah.
Tell your mom to come fight for you. And he gets super mad, but I don't care. That's why he ends up going in the room and then he doesn't talk to me the whole time. And I told him too when we were coming back. I said, Miguel, I tried to start a conversation with you and you yelled at me as we were walking in HEB. And I told him this whole time we've been together and we haven't had a conversation. You've been on your phone or you've been fighting with me. And he said, well, you made them yell at me. Because I'm a man. And I told him, you know, we're nothing. And he said, ¿de qué quieres que hablemos? And I said, no, if I gotta tell you, no. No, you know, what that was the point. If Eric can have a decent conversation with his girlfriend, why are you with her? Because you know you're gonna screw in the night? And that's what makes you happy, no. If you and her can hold a conversation and be together laughing and talking about things.
Ain't no vagina or penis in this world worth staying and dealing with any.
Exactly.
Wait, was it? Yeah, basically that. Okay. So that's not. And for anybody who says like, no, like it was so good, I can't leave. Like, it's not true, bro. That shit's stupid. That doesn't make sense. You can't be with someone just.
That's exactly what I say.
Honestly, I would have been. If I really couldn't deal with somebody, she would have been gone.
You see, that's how I feel. That's why I'm like.
Unless you're 16, like at that young age where your head's not, you know? I did myself.
When you're first,
I
yeah.
lied. Being hypocrite.
Like when you first, no, but yeah, when you're younger
Yeah.
and you know you're gonna get it all the time.
Your
who
first
cares?
teen love. To you, it's different.
But it is. It's. I'm just too old. I'm too fucking old for this. And I tell them, enjoy your moments with your kids, because we're the ones getting older and they're gonna be left behind.
But it is too how he say it's wrong with him saying like how he's always saying, well, it doesn't matter, like, you know, regardless that or not. But it's no, if he would obviously change his choices, everything would change for him. Like
He was
literally,
He was real mad. He said he was gonna go to work. He was real mad when the day that he was drinking, that he was saying about the mindset. He said, "I'm just gonna go look for work," and I was like, "Well, go work." He did it. He was like, "Why am I gonna be here? I'm just gonna go work." And then go work at Walmart.
Because he's mad that he's like, I took 5 days off and we didn't even go nowhere.
you're the one that's what. How can you be mad? Like,
But we didn't go nowhere because he don't have money. But then he
Exactly,
said,
I was gonna say that, but it's gonna sound wrong, like to say
And
about providing, but it's true. Like, nigga, you what?
it's cause, so he gave me less than half of what he's supposed to for rent the first paycheck. And so when he keeps mentioning about that, I tell him, the reason we didn't do Dallas, or I don't mention to even try to go nowhere, is because you can't pay me in full your half of the rent. I don't feel comfortable going somewhere to spend money if
No,
I don't have my rent money. And he's like, well, I don't have for rent, but I have for
No, that's what
that. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not comfortable with that. Because
Yeah.
then we're still going to come back. We're going to be stressed because we don't have the rent money.
And then he always does that too, and then use the excuse of the fact that, oh, but I paid for the stuff over, like, you know, I paid for this stuff over here, and why are you expecting me to? But again, too, why are you even paying half of the rent to begin with? What? How do you not have enough this time, but you had a last paycheck? Where is it changing? That's the dumbest shit I've ever
and the
heard.
thing is, I thought he didn't give my money, all of it, because I'm sorry, God. I thought he was buying me an anniversary present. But he didn't. So where's the money?
And that's why I told Mom, I think it's because he thought we were going to go to Dallas. So he kept that. Because
Bless
he
you.
did,
Oh.
he did say that I don't have for that. But he has. He just wanted to spend it.
Claro?
She calls him on something fun. So it's like, but dude, you have the money. What are you doing?
And I know it's gonna, and I know it's wrong. Obviously, we know it's wrong, and then for us to be dealing with it, it's sad, and it does. I know everyone is hurt or they get hurt. You guys end up getting emotional,
Even though they
Because
say
of it.
no, but they do.
but it's gonna catch. It's like that karma shit's real. It does catch up to you, and you don't know how many months or years you get that karma for, but it comes back to you, bro. And we just don't know.
Just like they
we
say,
it just don't make sense for it to be okay 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks it changed
Yeah.
for some reason. How does that? It don't.
And I think it's because he's been calling off Walmart. Because he's tired.
But that, yeah, again, too, you own up to your responsibilities. Then if that's the case.
or he tells me, everybody tells me to stop working at Walmart. And I say, well, what are you doing?
Yeah, everyone tells me to start working at Walmart too.
No.
It's
No.
the stupid shit ever.
I said, why don't you do it, right?
Bro.
You have a job. But God is my witness, where he turned around and he said, and what, you're gonna work more days? And I'm sorry, so I said, it doesn't matter. I don't see your Walmart check, it doesn't come to me. My check is not gonna go to you.
Shouldn't have said that, Mom.
But I tell her,
It's the
And I
truth.
But you don't put it. You don't have to be like him and put it in his face. It's not gonna.
He's
it's not
telling
gonna
me,
change
no,
anything.
the thing is,
You can just be like,
He's-
not even just agreeing, man. Yeah.
And it's because I told Mom from the beginning, the reason he never quit Walmart and let her work full time is because he knows he's not going to see that money. It's not going to go straight to him. And he's scared to lose whatever extra money he gets from Walmart. Because I even mentioned to him, I want to work, quit Walmart, so that way you could take
Yeah,
me.
we've told him before.
And he's like, and what, you already have a job? No. And he's like, so why am I gonna do that? And I told him, but because it's like, I could apply for one, but if I get an interview and you have to work, how am I gonna go? So it has to be one of those things where it's like, you have to trust that I'm gonna be able to get a job, so that way you can take me.
But he also said, the minute because he really was sure about my working with me,
I was too.
and he said, but God didn't give it to you for a reason. The universe didn't give it to you because he said,
I was gonna say that too, because of the energy and his.
no, he said, well, if Mara's gonna start working with what she gives me, then maybe I'll stop working at Walmart because whatever money I can get from her now. And in his mind was, he was gonna get half her check.
Myra, sorry, you have to hear that.
And I told her straight out, Mija, your dad is waiting for you to get a job because your dad wants to take away a certain amount of money from you.
And what
This is
he
what- that's
doesn't
why-
see is, that's affecting me getting a job.
The choices, this is what I tell you, is that he's gonna keep, and unfortunately me too, because I'm here, right? He's gonna have us stuck. We're not going nowhere. We cannot move nowhere.
And I was counting on Kelly
I
to get
cannot
a
do,
job.
I can't do anything because I can't. There's nothing. I really cannot do anything. I can't make a move because no one's gonna go. No, you're not gonna follow with my move. I can't go and say something and try to do it because she's not gonna leave.
There's so much pressure.
No
on
one's
you.
gonna separate you.
They're not
And
lying.
we know the 3 years are gonna feel bad and say like, you can't just leave him, right? But we're gonna be stuck.
It's
guys.
too much pressure
You-
for you.
No
Eric.
one's okay, but it's
No,
not.
I would only feel bad for you because of the responsibility.
The pressure, and at the end of the day too, the pressure is pressure, bro.
No, baby, you don't. You're barely feeling pressure right now with the money you give us, and you wanting your car, and you wanting to do your shirt.
It's aligning for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pressure. It's just like, oh shit, like it's coming.
Yes, it's new
But
pressure.
it's
You're not, responsibility you've never had.
yeah, and it's gonna be a load just dropped on you. The way you felt when you thought she's not gonna get income tax, now she has to pay the guy the money. She's working at this fucking awful
I
job.
just felt like I was just upset because I felt like
It was-
a liar to, you know.
Yeah.
No,
You
but
don't-
yes, actually, you felt that. You felt something. That was a load on you, and you wanted to help her as much as you
So
could.
then it's like, if we do that, what happens if it doesn't work out?
There's no what happens if it doesn't work out because it is gonna work out.
You know,
Everything, the
Every-
choices are all for a
yeah,
reason.
but you're not understanding.
You're the only one with a car. You're the only one with a job.
And you have a mom that's sick.
It's gonna be a lot.
So your mom is like two people.
Mama, you growing up.
I've
Well,
never
you know-
taken care of myself.
Wait, hold on.
No.
It wasn't just one car. I'm sorry. But that was different too.
No.
The living's different.
It was.
Yeah, it
no.
was easier.
Because they both they had a car, but they both had a car, but they both.
I
didn't have
never
a car.
stopped working, and we had cars, and you would take me and pick me up, but I never took care of myself. I never went to the doctors because I knew that the minute they found something wrong, it was gonna be money, 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 money. And that's what's happening now. That's why I stopped, and that's why my treatments haven't been scheduled. Because all I hear was about how much she had to pay, and it stopped. You know? And that's the problem. So no, we are not gonna put this load on you.
It's not a load, bro.
It is. It is a load. At your age, you should be looking to your future. Yes, we might be a part of it, but if you look into your future and you're just think, and you're like, okay, wow, she's gonna be this, she's working already. She got her degree, whatever, we're working, we've been together 4 years, we're gonna buy a house together. And if you say, okay, I'm buying a house and I want you to come, and it's okay for you to be like, look, this is how much dad you're gonna have to give me because it's your house. So guess who's putting the rules? You are.
He's not. If
You're
I
not gonna
did
invite
that,
him.
he would not even.
Then you let him be.
He would. You know it. It would fuck all yous up again. Yous would not be in our house because of him.
No,
Cause he's gonna say no. He's not gonna want to. He's not gonna want to listen to me. Or if even of us will say. And
it's gonna be different.
You know that he's not
No.
gonna listen to nobody.
If
He's
you
gonna be
if you
stubborn.
were buying a house and you were saying that, he would have to, because at the end of the day,
He would have been okay.
He
The
cannot
first
pay
day, he would have been so happy, so comfortable, crying. Thank you so much, hijo. The week after that, forget it, bro. He's gonna feel like the man of the house. Okay, it's my house. He does that here, and he don't even pay the rent.
That's why the townhomes. We keep in mind why we went. Because
But
wait,
what
listen.
happened to the townhomes? What happened to the other apartments?
no,
Hey,
wait.
actually, the townhomes
Stop.
were pretty good. It was just the storm.
Listen, at the townhomes, I chose to move, and I said, this is what he said he wanted, because the rent was cheap, right?
Yeah.
He kept fucking with him. We got him, and I told him, the apartment's under Jose's name. Jose is in charge of the apartments. And so Jose would tell him, you can't be slamming doors here when you're mad. And Jose would tell him. And he wasn't the way he was now. It was very different. And he knew he had to pay the rent, and Jose would tell him, in his own way, hey, wait, la renta.
Oh, yeah.
And he would pay it because he was embarrassed. The only reason we didn't stay was because of the storm.
Yeah.
But he didn't feel right because it wasn't his. Just like here, and I remind him, remember, Myra's the one who got you the permits. Just because your score is getting better, until you go tell them to remove Myra and leave you as the main person, the apartments are still Myra's. So instead of bitching at her every time she asks you for the rent, you should be happy. Yeah, he'll remember and then he'll be like, you're right. But then when Miguel starts drinking, it changes again.
Mm-hmm.
And when is it gonna change? I don't know.
When you start hanging out with the group of people that have that mindset.
Exactly, and it's work. That's
It's-
the problem. He
it's-
can't
I
not.
get away from the lesbians. So.
He can't not hang out with them because
If he would
he
get
works
away,
with them.
if he wouldn't hanging out after work, like be a man.
Sometimes.
Come home after what every hardworking guy does after work. Just go home. They want to go straight home, bro.
But you know it's not that easy because you said it yourself. You like living in Taylor because it got you away
Yeah.
from the little, what would you call it?
Like
the Temptations. You said it yourself.
Oh yeah.
And so
I get it.
he's
So everybody-
with the Temptations all the
Yeah.
time. He can't just leave.
And I don't say anything, and I don't ask for her to lose her job. Nothing.
But
I
honestly, to me, it's not that. It's like how you guys would have told me. It's not that hard for you to it's just say no, right?
I
You know what
never-
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but it's no.
And now I
You've
see
seen
that.
her. You've seen her here.
No, but still,
You
know,
could say
these
no.
are guys.
You've seen her. No,
Get in your truck and
you saw her. How she kept pushing and she wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
No matter
that's why I went to run away.
No matter what, no, I cannot. I have to go to work. No, let me call in. Bro, I'm here in your apartment. Look at me in your house. And I kept seeing him and I knew it was gonna happen. And he fell for it.
And it's because we know Dad too, he is very persuasible or whatever you call it.
He's like a little naive.
Yeah. It's
and
just,
stubborn
And
too.
you could peer pressure him.
yes,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
So
you know
it's
that.
not easy.
And then he'll still be mad after he was peer pressured and
Yeah.
say, "No, he didn't."
Yeah,
They didn't do that. Not me. Nah.
because he feels, yeah.
Oh,
But it
man,
is.
bro.
But I go, you know, every time he says, I think Pua's gonna leave, I don't even get happy. I just wait for it. And then here it comes, she's not gonna go. And then they were like, okay, Marco's having issues with her. Mando's there. Marco stopped coming around because, I don't know, it was just not so good. She was mad. She said she wants to leave. And she told Dad, let's leave. Like, let's both go work wherever the hell she's trying to convince your dad to go. And then your dad would tell her sometimes, like, you know, I want to leave. And she's like, let me know. We both leave. They still want to follow each other. It's just, it's hard.
So until either she literally leaves or he leaves.
You know, and I even asked him,
Should I stop recording?
yo, you recording?
Alright. Should I stop recording? It's cool. We're gonna be talking about if we're gonna talk about the watch, so we better just stop it then. So they don't hear about what we're talking about because they say.
Well, it's just like
more
just
editing to cut it out.
Yeah, so I just stopped it now because everything else was cool. I'm gonna post it.